Most women have no idea when a man actually sees them as wife material because men rarely say it out loud, but they do reveal it in their behavior. Today, I'm breaking down the exact signs men show when they're not just dating you, they're imagining a future with you. All right, ladies, let's just address the elephant in the room. Yes, as you know, I used to be a cam girl, which makes it slightly hilarious and maybe a little ironic that I'm now sitting here giving relationship advice. But here's the thing most people don't realize. When you spend years watching men, talking to them, listening to them, hearing what they complain about, what they fantasize about, what they regret, you start to understand them on a level most people never do. I've seen the difference between the women men chase, the women they play with, and the women they actually marry. And trust me, those are three very different categories. So today, we're talking about something a lot of women secretly wonder. How do you know when a man actually sees you as wife material? Because men move very differently when they see a future with you. And once you know the signs, you'll never confuse casual interest with real intention again. So grab your coffee, your wine, or your emotional support snack because we're getting into it. Before we get into the signs, let's talk about something important. Men absolutely categorize women. They may not say it out loud, but they do. There's women they have fun with, women they date casually, and women they picture building a life with. The biggest mistake women make is assuming chemistry means commitment. It doesn't. A man can have incredible chemistry with someone and still never consider her long term. But when a man sees a woman as wife material, his behavior changes in very specific ways. When a man sees long term potential, he stops being unpredictable. You won't feel confused. You won't be wondering where you stand. Consistency becomes natural because he's investing emotionally. Men protect what they value. So instead of disappearing for 3 days and coming back with, "Hey stranger," he checks in, he plans, he follows through. Consistency is one of the biggest indicators of serious interest. Number 2, he introduces you to important people. Men guard their inner circle. If a man introduces you to his friends, his family, his coworkers, or invites you into his real life, that means he's integrating you. Men don't bring temporary women into permanent spaces. If you're meeting people who matter to him, that's a strong signal. Sign number 3, he starts thinking long term. You'll notice subtle shifts in conversation. He might say things like, "We should go there this summer. You'd love this place. You'd get along with my sister." Those small future references show something important. He's imagining you in his life months, even years from now. Men don't mentally place women in their future unless they see serious potential. Sign number 4, he respects your boundaries. Men respect women they see as long-term partners. That means he doesn't pressure you. He values your standards. He listens when you say no. A man who wants something serious actually likes a woman with boundaries. Why? Because it signals self-respect. And men want to build a life with women who value themselves. Sign number 5, he invests effort. When a man sees wife potential, effort becomes natural. He plans dates, he makes time, he shows up. And it doesn't feel like pulling teeth. One of the biggest lies women are told is, if he likes you, he'll make it confusing. No. If he sees a future with you, he'll make it very clear. Sign number 6, he protects the relationship. Men become protective of relationships they value, not in a controlling way, but in a protective investment way. He doesn't want to risk losing you. So he becomes more attentive to communication, misunderstandings, your feelings. He starts acting like someone who has something to lose. Honestly, this is something I talk a lot about with the women I work with privately. Because so many women are amazing, beautiful, successful, but they're still attracting men who treat them casually. And sometimes it's just a few small shifts in how you show up in dating. So I recently started doing one-on-one coaching. If you want personalized advice about your specific situation, your dating patterns, or how to raise your standards without pushing the right men away, my email is in the description if you want to reach out about that. All right, back to the signs. Sign number 7, he talks about building a life. The biggest difference between casual and serious men is vision. A man who sees you as wife material will talk about lifestyle, values, family, goals. He's not just enjoying the moment. He's assessing compatibility. Because when men are serious about commitment, they start thinking strategically. Here's the truth most people don't say out loud. The right man doesn't need to be convinced you're wife material. He sees it. He feels it. And when a man sees a woman he truly values, he naturally steps up. You don't have to chase. You don't have to perform. You don't have to prove your worth. The right man recognizes it. So if you've ever wondered whether a man sees you as temporary or as someone he could actually build a life with, pay attention to the patterns. Because men always reveal their intentions through their actions. And once you learn to recognize the difference, dating becomes a whole lot easier. Here's a spicy truth a lot of people don't like hearing. Most men know within the first few dates if you're someone they could see as a long term. Now that doesn't mean he's ready to marry you next week. But men are actually very quick to decide what category a woman goes in. The problem is sometimes women stay for months or years hoping they'll move from the fun category into the wife category. And most of the time, that category was decided very early. Another spicy take, the woman who tries the hardest to be the cool girl often ends up being the least respected. You know what I mean, the woman who says, I'm fine with last minute plans. I'm chill, I don't need labels. I'm not like other girls. Men may enjoy that temporarily, but the women men actually marry usually have standards, boundaries, and expectations. Men don't commit to the easiest woman. They commit to the woman they value. Here's the one that always gets people heated. If a man feels like he already has full access to you, emotionally, physically, and mentally, very early on, he has nothing left to pursue. Men fall in love through investment, time, effort, energy. But if a woman gives everything too quickly, the man never has to earn the deeper connection. And unfortunately, what comes easily is often valued less. See you in the next one. If you would like personalized one-on-one coaching, the email is in the description box.